It is a new era, and unlike wrestling, I am going to rant for a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's talk about Backlash. Backlash has officially happened, so I'm just going to give my quick thoughts about it by going through each and every match. Now, Backlash, in my opinion, was a good PLE. I really did enjoy Backlash. It's really hard to compare it to like something like a WrestleMania because WrestleMania had 2 nights and had so many amazing matches. So it had highs and lows. Whereas Backlash was pretty even kill. It started off with an opener of the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship, where Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. We also got LA Knight, yeah, and Damian Priest. Now, in this match, it was a great back and forth with a lot of different individuals. There's a lot of one-on-one dynamics, of course, in the match. And then there's some offense between all four of them as well. Some of the highlights of this match, of course, is when Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest were fighting on the outside, and Damian Priest used a South of Heaven outside, and Drew McIntyre hit the back of his head, and he had to go check out medical. We gotta hope that it's pretty okay. He hit the back of his head pretty hard, apparently. Could be concussion, so he could be out for a while, but he doesn't really need to wrestle, so he could come back, but without any like physicality, maybe do some promos. It's different from like the NBA and NFL. You could probably be fine for the most part, but you just got to take some rest. And he's going to have up until this upcoming Friday to rest. So I think he'll be okay, but we will see, of course. Will the Drew McIntyre Damian Priest feud end? I don't know. I'm unsure, but we will see. I think it should end. I do think Drew McIntyre should move on. I'll be very interested in a Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu solo feud, but based on how everything's set up, then we might have one more blow off match between Drew and Damian. I know Drew loves his trifecta matches, so Drew versus Damian. I mean, he had that crazy Hell in a Cell. He also had a street fight with Priest. How do you end a feud? Well, in WWE 2K25, you end a feud with a steel cage match. So maybe that's what they do. Who knows? We also got Jacob Fatu pinning LA Knight. Not too surprised, and I don't think it's too bad, especially with the introduction of Jeff Cobb, who is entering the bloodline question mark. There's going to be interesting dynamics with the whatever you want to call Solo Sikoa's faction. Ultimately, I thought this match was great. Out of 4, usually I do a rating system from 1 to 4, 1 being bad, 2 being meh, 3 being good, 4 being fantastic, no complaints. 0 and 5 are my extreme rankings, where 0 is absolute trash, generationally ugly, disgusting, and terrible. 5 out of 4 is generational legendary. I thought this was a fantastic match. 4 out of 4 for me. Next we got is Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. And this is a match where Lyra won clean. This was a technical match for sure. And both put on. It's always great. For me, I'm not a hater like most of the IWC, so I don't go out of my way to hate on certain people who win or lose. Of course, I have favorites. Lucky for me, I like Becky and I like Lyra. So seeing this was very entertaining. I just like to be entertained, and that's what wrestling should be for a lot of people. And great match. The roll finish was just another way where Lyra outsmarts her opponent. She's beaten Becky, she's beaten Io, she's beaten Bayley. She's the next big woman superstar in the WWE. It's kind of crazy how a lot of people started clowning her fiance, even though that guy's a wrestler and way more handsome than most of you. Y'all need to get a life sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, this is very cringe. Ultimately, great match. People may complain about the ending. Surprised Bayley didn't get involved, but I also had Becky winning to propel the Bayley feud. But I think this works so much better because Becky is going to want to get back, and then when Becky does get back, the next step up is Bayley. And we know that Becky and Bayley is going to be the big feud for sure because of how much trash Becky's been talking about Bayley and low-key Mercedes too. Next, let's go on to the next match. Was it Gunther and Pat McAfee? No, it was the Intercontinental Championship match between Penta and Dom. Rating for the last match, 4 out of 4. Fantastic match. Penta versus Dom. This one was just thrown in for the most part. It did help propel the feud between Penta and El Grande Americano, as well as Finn Balor trying to help Dom. Or is he really? The interesting part about Finn Balor trying to help Dom, and then him talking to Roxanne Perez, and also or Dom's new kind of push by the fans now that they like Dirty Dominic Mysterio for some reason. Personally, I don't know why. I don't really get it because he's done so many terrible things, but nowadays a lot of WWE fans love heels. It's now popular to love heels, and I think I know why. It's just like I'm not gonna get into it, but I'm curious to see what they do. Are they going to change Dom's character and make him more babyface, or are you just going to keep him how he is? We'll see. We'll see. That match for me was solid. It was a good match. Nothing crazy. Did not think Dom was going to lose. Nothing crazy in terms of story. I'll probably say 2 out of 4. I thought it was kind of meh in terms of like it didn't provide much, but solid overall, solid match. Next, let's go to Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Now, this is gonna have a lot of people up in arms, so very upset as well. And I personally think that the match was good. I liked Pat McAfee versus Gunther. I like the story they were telling. I am a little concerned that there wasn't more from it. Like Gunther kind of said, "Hey, respect," and then like I don't know if this really helped Gunther's thought. I don't know what this really did for Pat McAfee and Michael, but it was entertaining. For me, I'm gonna go solid 2 out of 4. I thought it was pretty meh. But I enjoyed it. I think that's the bottom line. I enjoyed it. I just don't see the bigger vision. That's kind of my thing. And last but not least, the main event. Oh my god, the main event was so good in my opinion. I thought it was fantastic. Low-key, I'm considering a 5 out of 4. Maybe if it had a more meaty story, I probably could give it a 5 out of 4 generational type match. At the very least, I'm gonna get a 4 out of 4. It was a fantastic main event. They put on a clinic. The ending, the shenanigans, the drama. The Randy Orton putting so many people in RKO's, and Cena ending it saying, "I need more competition." I thought all of that was fantastic. So that is a 4 out of 4. Ultimately, Backlash I do think was a banger. I think it was a solid 3 out of 4 PLE. I think if it had more time to build some of the feuds, it would have been a perfect PLE for a 4 out of 4 for me. No complaints. But I think it was still very, very good. So 3 out of 4, I think it's perfectly fine. With that said, let me know you guys' thoughts about Backlash. Just a quick rant about the PLE. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Peace.